Well, good afternoon or morning to everyone. Welcome. It's Rob. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please go ahead and type the number one in the questions box so I know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. Here we go. All right. Fantastic. I can hear. Okay, Jim. Go Netflix, go. There you go, Sarah. Good for you. That's excellent. Yeah, E.F. Hutton. When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. Some people don't have a clue what I just said, but kind of gives away your age a little bit on that. But hey, it is what it is. Well, welcome again, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Yeah, Kevin said, I remember that. I know, right? It was great commercials as a kid. I wanted to be E.F. Hutton. I wanted everybody to listen to me. When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. Hey, how's trading going so far today, guys? Let me know. How are things working out so far? How's it all going? I had a couple of trades off this morning. Trader Will said AMD was good off of the Fibonacci. Excellent. Excellent. Great. Jim said great. SPY is doing nice. Jeremy said up on CL long this morning. All right. Nice. Nice short on wheat. JT said excellent. Tom said great first trade shorting crude. Then gave a lot, or it, I can't tell, back over trade. Okay, so you did well on crude, but you gave it back elsewhere. Got it. Brandon said one spread trade already hit target number one. Brandon, I saw that this morning in the messages. You got a microphone on there, Brandon? Amelia, can we promote Brandon up? Why don't you come and tell us a little bit about what, unless you're already in here with me. I don't think so. No, that's Amelia. I don't know why I don't see you in our list. Well, you're there now. So, Brandon, go ahead and grab a mic. Tell us a little bit about the trade you did this morning.
Oh, there I am. Yeah, we got a couple trades actually open right now. I sent out the text messages, obviously, but the one that hit and actually hit target number one already was actually a time spread, or what we call a calendar spread. So I was looking at it was actually a Swissy. It was a short on a 60-minute chart, and it was really nice. The overall trend has been to the downside. So what happened on that 60-minute chart was, let me see, let me check my chart here real quick and get the timing on that. Oh yeah, so the entry would have been, it gave you plenty of time, honestly. So it was actually 4 a.m. was the first entry, but then it gave it a better signal and a negative divergence. Never hit our stop loss, never threatened that. And we were able to get in at any time up until about 9:30, 10 a.m. and went with one candle, 1 hour straight down to the target, and has bounced since then. So the adjustment has been made for the oh, I was supposed to save the winners for tonight. Believe me, JT, I got plenty of those. JT said I'm supposed to save them for later. We got plenty. There's plenty to be found there. But yeah, so it was a really good opportunity. Great way to kick off the wealth of spreads. Unfortunately, the second contract that got stopped out as a trail stop just now looks like, so I could put that out there as well. But I told everybody to adjust the stops as necessary. So we've got, I think, 3 open trades right now with 1 close for a winner.
There you go. You know, I'm watching them come through on my phone here, and it's pretty awesome. You know, I spoke with Brandon over the weekend, and he created a video to kind of set you guys up with all of this. And he and I even spoke this morning. It's okay. So if I'm a brand new person that doesn't know what you just put out here, how do I know what to do? He said, watch the video. He said and it was about 20, 22 minutes long. He said, in that video, I go over all the trades that we're talking about already. He said, so everything's inside of there. So he's trying to make it as easy as possible that even if you don't understand this or have a good understanding of it, you could pick it up fairly easily. So that is awesome. Fun stuff. Yeah, there you go, Will, right? Absolutely. Okay, cool. Brandon, I appreciate you jumping in there. Thank you very much for that. All right, let's talk. Inner Circle was December 11th and 12th, Rob. That passed. I know, but I left it on here, guys. Why? Because it was an absolutely amazing training. right? Anybody that was in the inner circle this weekend, Friday and Saturday, it's a full day of training we do, guys. 4 hours on Friday, 4 hours on Saturday. Those of you that are here, what did you guys think? So Rick, woohoo. Trader Will said, yep, lots of exclamation points. Right. Spent another 5 hours reviewing all the stuff, Will said. Roman said it was amazing. Tripp said it was amazing. Let's see. Amos, yeah, it was just doing back testing up to 3,500. Wow. So you're going back. Well, good for you. Good. So it was a new strategy we'll talk about in just a moment, or a different strategy. How about that? Some of you have heard of it before, but we'll kind of get into it in a little bit. Monster Market Move is coming up this week, Thursday, which is the 17th, the last one of the year. We got Power Hour, of course, on Mondays. And then Brandon's got 2 more How to Trade the Markets going, right? Amelia already dropped a link in for his How to Trade the Market. So make sure you grab that. But it's December 16th and 17th. And guys, we're pretty much done for the year on How to Trade the Markets. Brandon is, he's opened himself up to share with you guys a strategy that is not very well known. It's very much hands off and does absolutely phenomenal. So you need to check it out. A mastermind group coming up tomorrow night. And then Covered Call Explorer, Power Option Plays, and E-mini Think Tank are all on schedule for their regular dates and times this week. Jim said signed up for the 12-16 How to Trade the Markets. Looking forward to it. Yep. It's a good class, Jim. We packed them out the last 2 times, so it was excellent. Now, guys, brand new news. Those of you that were in the inner circle already know this. Those of you that were not in the inner circle are not aware of this. This is brand spanking new. We have a brand new team member to the Wealth Builders HQ family. And when I say brand new, I don't mean brand new, like this guy or gal just started trading. I mean brand new for us, but someone that has been trading for, heck, he was one of my coaches when I first started. So for those of you that know him and those of you that do not, we want to welcome Mr. Ryan Litchfield to our training staff. Ryan has been trading before I was, guys. As I said, in 97, when I took my training, he was an advanced coach, not the regular 2-day stock market training. He already was an advanced class. Yeah, Jim said, yeah. Yeah, it's Ryan, great teacher. Robert said, good to have Ryan back. Looks like you're getting the band back together, Larry said. Wonderful trainer was Barry. Yeah, and on and on and on. Guys, he is an amazing trainer. I said it this weekend in front of him. I'll say it to you guys as well. I hope to someday know just what he has forgotten already about the market, right? That's how amazing of an individual, of a trader, he is. He is fantastic. The strategies, the techniques. He wrote the book, literally. Everything about candlesticks has already been out there, guys, right? He went out and said, you know what? Let's go ahead and modify what people's beliefs are in candlesticks with actual documentation of testing. And it's one word, location. It's all about location, location, location. Is a doji pattern a good pattern? Maybe. Where is it in relationship to the chart? Is a hammer, a hangman, a 3 outside up, a 3 inside down, an upside down flint rubble bubble cake? Are those good candle patterns? It depends where it is located on the chart. And Ryan went ahead with Gregory Morris and co-wrote Gregory's latest book that he had put out on candlesticks. And Gregory didn't want to write another book. Ryan talked about this a little bit over the weekend. He said, there's nothing new out there. Ryan said, sure there is, here. And there was over 100 pages that Ryan contributed to that book of brand new candle stuff that no one else has gone out and hacked from somebody else and claimed to be their own, right? Yes, exactly, Demetrius. He is back, right? Wendy said, I have notes from his candle classes back in 2010. Good to see him again. Yeah, you know, he's been out of the game for a little bit, doing some financial stuff, but not in our arena. It definitely helped to well round him with what he did, without a doubt, in the financial markets. But he came back in, and in 5 minutes after he's there, it was, you know, there's no fish out of water, man. This guy was back, right? I mean, to say he wrote the book, literally, he wrote the book. So you're going to start seeing some things coming up. Yeah, Charles, I think Wednesday is Trading You. Oh, I don't have it on my calendar, do I? I think it's Wednesday night. Thank you for that. Helen said, took many classes with Ryan. Nice to have you back. Yeah, he's excited to be back. He really is. You'll see some new things happening with him in the new year. Right now, it's kind of getting acclimated and working through a new strategy that he's got. But he taught his balloon strangles over the weekend, went into some modifications. And then as he started back with his balloon strangles a little bit back, came up with a new strategy on the balloon strangles that to me, second to none. This strategy here is awesome. Takes advantage of the overvalued positions that you can't do balloon strangles on, and really capitalizes on it. So he didn't get a chance to talk about it this week in the training we did with Inner Circle, but you guys will start hearing more and more about this stuff. So I just want to let everybody know, this is the place, this is the time. Robin Ryan, long 2021. Okay. Oh, there you go, Robbie. So make sure that you are registered for Brandon's How to Trade the Market. And guys, I was the one that came up with this name, right? Why? Because I think it is so powerful. If you just don't worry about the 3 words or 3 or 4 word names, right? We just called it How to Trade the Markets when you got an email about it. But realistically, it's how to trade the markets in only a few minutes a day, have a high probability of success while being spoon-fed every detail of the trade without having a ton of cash. Today, okay? Let me go in, get through the password protection, right? This all started out today, right? With Brandon's, let's see, so yesterday, there were 3 text messages out yesterday, right? Today, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 text messages, right? As Brandon said, we're out of 1 and 3 open trades right now, but fantastic stuff, guys. Listen, go and check out this training, right? The nice thing about this is because it comes across by text message, you could watch the video over the weekend, and that's when it'll come out. Usually Brandon will record on a Friday, Saturday, and we'll get it posted from there. But over the weekend, it'll post. He'll record that video, watch the video, and then when the messages come out, you know exactly what to do. He's already told you in the video what to do. And then he goes ahead and manages the trade for you and says, it hit our target, it hit our stop, we need to do this, we need to do that. And you know exactly what it is. Yep, there you go, Jim. Book is called Candlestick Charting Explained by Morris and Litchfield. Refer to it often. Yeah, me too. It's a great book. I actually keep it in our corporate office. So good, cool. All right. Here's the follow us page for those of you that are brand spanking new. Make sure you are following along with the various social media things that we're doing out there. Lots of great stuff happening out there. We just posted the coronavirus recovery video that I did. We've got videos that I'll be recording today. One for the how we did last week with our numbers in trading. How our trades went off. So go ahead and check it out, guys. Make sure you're hanging out and follow along on the different things that we do. There comes another one from Brandon, another text message. All right. So with that, where are we? We're up 65 points on the Dow. We're up 137 on the NASDAQ. We're up 1380 on the S&P 500. Right. Let me go ahead and kind of make that a little bit smaller. Okay. Yeah, we can see a little bit better now. But you can see we gapped up on the S&P. And we have pulled back right about to where we gapped up. We formed a base there on the open of the day here today, right? If we go back and look historically, right? Let me do it this way, actually. Let's take, I don't need this line right now. Let's take this in here. Let's go to today's open, which is about there. And you can see we played very nicely on resistance here for 2 days, closing up right there before dropping down, right? So that line has definitely had some importance just within the last couple of days alone, that resistance level. Here resistance, what is now support, right? The question is, will it hold? Will it maintain that support level or not? When we look from the standpoint of the S&P here, we look at the daily chart. Oh, let me do this. Zoom is unable to detect a camera. Why? Make sure your camera is powered on. Okay. I don't know. Zoom won't let me in. Not sure, guys. Sorry, no camera today. Oh well. But when you look at what's going on, let me bring it in a little bit. Right now, we look at the daily chart. We get into that bigger picture. Right, all-time high is this day right here. All-time closing high is right here. So we're talking about closing high on the 8th and swing high on the 9th, right inside of there. We've got a confluence of the 3,700 level. New MS update, privacy set to camera off. Okay, Will, if you could tell me how to turn that camera on without me having to go crazy to figure it out, and it's easy enough to do, I'll get it on for us for today. But thank you for letting me know that. Yeah, I know. I've seen it's all three of my computers have restarted twice today. And each time it messes with something in there. It took away my Google access to my Outlook. It was just nuts. But you could see this red dot dash line. I don't want to cover it up, but right at the 3,700 level. And then we've got a confluence of the -136 at the 3,702. So, yowzer, right? Good overlap there of those numbers. We pushed up today to a high of 36.9761. Okay, there we go. So as far as I'm concerned, 36.97, we hit that 3,700 as far as I'm concerned. We're right there. We banged our head right into it, right? And pulled back. The pullback has maintained above the 8. I talked about this in Pop over the weekend, excuse me, where we were down for the last 2 days, Thursday and Friday. We got down below the 8 moving average. We maintained above the 0 line. Most importantly is we maintained above the 21 EMA. That was most important to me, is that we were able to keep that level up anyway in there, right? And today we gap up above, we run up, we pull back. So is it a little bit of an overreaction? It's very possible, right, that happened. That's very possible. But we're back above the 8 again. It took us from a bullish neutral bias up into a bullish bias right now. But we've bumped our head on ugly already, which ugly is that 3,700, meaning we're there. We hit it. There's nowhere else to go. We backed off, right? It's going to take some work to get through it. Well, Rob, I get this question all the time. But if it breaks the 3,702 level, am I okay to enter the trade? Well, you're going to make your own decisions, right? But let's look at it logically. I want you to step back a second, and I want you to look at the numbers. I want you to look at the chart. Okay, let me ask you. Those of you that have been around me long enough, what do I want you to do? I want you to do what at this point? Yep. Good. All right, I'm seeing them fly in. Excellent. I want you to look left. Look left. Stop focusing on today only. We get so hyper nutty, crazy on what's going on right now and not looking at what else has happened. What I'm talking about with the 3,700 and the 3,702, right? That's recently happened there. That's an important level. Look what's happened though. We broke on this day here. We broke out on the 8th and we pulled back in. On the 9th, we gapped up, we ran, we got a here kitty, right? That here kitty is nothing more than an attempt that failed, right? It's the market maker saying, I got you, baby. I got you. Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do, right? Boom, I'm taking advantage of it. And as soon as you get in, it pulls back, right? You're done. Well, to avoid that, there are multiple ways to enter into the trade. By allowing it to close above that 3,702 first to get the strength in there. You could wait for at least the push above the all-time high. But remember, a breakout has failed twice, right, in the last week. So is it going to break out at some point and work? Yes. But how many times does it not work that you wind up getting your head handed to you? Now, if you're a breakout trader, I'm not saying don't trade it, folks. For me, I trade high probability. Breakouts have a little bit lower probability. The retest, the move up, the retest, and the bounce gives us more strength, added strength in there for taking advantage of the move, right? So I want you to look left. I want you to see what's going on over here. I'm going to go ahead and snap a horizontal line off of that swing high. and I'll pull it back a little bit just so I can actually see the line in there. And we got a nice push to the upside, right, on that day. And now we're looking back. So somewhere between that 37.02 and 37.12 level, you've also got a little bit of a resistance zone, a blue zone almost inside of there, inside of that level. So caution inside of there. When you look at the bigger pictures, the weekly and the monthly is doing great. Nothing to be concerned with at all. Monthly is rocking, baby. Just absolutely rocking. So Jim said, would the 3,700 possibly have something to do with the Electoral College and the FOMC news? Sorry, guys, this phone is going absolutely ballistic today. The Electoral College, maybe. I don't know if the 3,700 itself, Jim, leads to that, right? I'm not sure if any of this leads back directly to those two, but today was the first day of the vaccine, right? And that's what the note we sent out at 10, 11 o'clock, the email we sent out reminding about today was vaccinating the market, right? And that's exactly what it was. I mean, the first person here that got the vaccine, I think it was the first person in the U.S. that got the vaccine, was in a Northwell hospital, which is where my daughter works. She doesn't work in that one, but it was in Long Island Jewish, what was the old Long Island Jewish, and is now just a Northwell South, I think, something like that. South Shore, whatever it is. But yeah, so that vaccine is what I think is what, some of our bigger moves of what we're going to see on there. All right, Jim. Well, so let's see. Camera settings. It didn't like it. Maybe I had to choose something. Let me see, guys, if I can get the camera on. Camera privacy settings. Oh, yep. I'm not getting anything when I type it in. Camera settings. You host. Don't know what it is. All right, I'm gonna have to play with it. Yeah, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna fuss with it. I'm surprised Pfizer is down today. Robert said. Right. So how much of it, Robert, you remember the old adage, buy on rumor, sell on fact. Fact is here. We're done. It's out. The vaccine is out. Right. Yeah. So PK said, are you a breakout trader with a compression trader? Wait for the retest. If I'm trading the breakout, PK, it's a short, quick day trade. Right. When I trade my swing trades, I wait for a retest. That doesn't mean I'm right all the time, by the way. Far from it. I'm wrong at least 25% of the time. So far from it to be right all the time. But regardless, the system for me tends to work better with the breakout, and the retest tends to work better for me. Let's see. Helen said, I heard that on the news this morning that everything related to Google had a massive outage. It took me 40 minutes to update my charts this morning. Yeah, Google was in a bad way, and they were not reporting any information out as to when it was going to be fixed. So to the news, the news outlets, the CNBC was like, we have no idea when it's going to be fixed. So fun times. Yeah, Pfizer's been going down for a week. We've known, Barry, right, that it's been approved. The vaccine's coming out, and we're there. We were right there already. The rumor was we've got a vaccine coming, we've got a vaccine coming, we've got a vaccine coming. Now we've got a date of when it's expected, and the group of scientists get together and they go ahead and approve it. And then, well, by the way, New York went ahead and approved it also. After the FDA approved it, New York's own health officials said, yes, it is safe. Thank goodness for Governor Cuomo and his health team to confirm what the FDA just did. Whoo! Holy mackerel. And then we knew the FDA was going to, yeah, I know, LOLs. I just found it hysterical. Let me put my own stamp on it, right? Ooh, see, I had something to do with this. Whatever would he do without him? I'm hoping to find out soon, Tom. I'm hoping to find out soon, one way or another. Although his attorney general stuff may become an issue with the new scandal that's come out now, with some harassment stuff that he's been charged with. So yeah, Pfizer's been going down a couple of days now. It's news time. The rumor's out. The rumor's gone. It's now fact. Fact is here. The vaccine is out. The vaccine's out in Europe. It's out here. They're first to market, right? We'll see how well we do with it and how much of it we get and so forth. There is a little bit of a concern there if we've got enough to handle it. But and you guys got to make a decision of good, bad, or indifferent, whether you like it or not. From a market standpoint, the market likes it. The market likes it a whole lot. All right. Cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring it back here. Okay. Let's go ahead and let me do this. Give me a second, guys, to move something around. That went blank because of me. Just bear with me. All right. Go ahead and do that. Share that screen again. Once again, sorry about that. Okay. I just had to move a document in place for us after. So let's go ahead and take a look. What stocks do you want me to take a look at? Give me the symbols. Micron, MU. Take a while to guess who that came from. Come on. What's going on here? There we go. Micron. All right. Micron's got earnings coming up. Definitely confirm them. I did the analysis on all the pop stocks this weekend. Nothing has a confirmation date on it. Nothing hit our target of it was too soon, but we do have quite a few of them in January. United Healthcare. Let me just look real quick. United Healthcare is the earliest one, which is January 13th. We got a lot around the 27th, 28th, which is the Apples and the Amazons and the Amgens and the Depot, Home Depots and so forth. MasterCard. So there's a lot of them coming out around there. But we've got earnings coming up. I love the bounce, the technical bounce that came off of here, right? We've had this move and this pullback, nice move sideways, nice move sideways, nice move pullback. All right. So if we take this and draw the fib, I think hold on. Nope. Let's do this. Let's do it from here. Into there. All right. So let's see. 69.5 to 74.5 gives me 5 points. I need Fibbits in there. Barely, but I need them. So what's a Fibbit? Nothing more than splitting a level in half. So I need a negative 136 and I need a 118. You'll only see the 118. The negative 136 is up here. All right. So now we've got a more feasible movement potential over the next 2 to 3 days on our position. So the fib was the moving average was a little bit high already, Trip. That gap up today would have been tough with that Fibbit inside of there, right? But if we get above the 72, it looks like 74.5 as a target. Larry's asking for FFIV. Okay. Let's see. We had to move up, move down. That was gap up, fill. Probably. Yeah. All right. So let's go draw a fib on here. So we're going to come down from that swing low in there. We're going to come to that swing high. Not this one. We're not coming to that wick there. That right there. Yes, it gave us a V shape in there. Actually, you know what? We're going to draw for that one. We're going to draw. We didn't really get a gap down. We just got a full retracement there. So it should be off of that one. Let's fix that. Beautiful. All right. So we got the pull back to the 236. Life was good, right? We made the move up. So we pressed up, we failed, we pressed up again. We got a nice move, a nice run there. 166.5 to 176.5 gives me a 10-point move. We only have 8 points on our Fibit, so we need to split. Whoa, that was way too big. I didn't do that. Only wanted to open up just a little bit. So let's go ahead and add the negative 136. I don't think we need the 118, but let's see. 158 to 166.5 is 8.5. We do actually. So let's go add the 118 also. All right. So we've got to get and close above the 172 level there, Larry. And then 176.75 is our resistance level on the upside. All right. Let me try to. Yeah, so that was a zero line breakout with a vengeance. That one just broke without a retest, right? You ultimately had one back here, but we made it without needing a retest on this one. So I would have missed on that trade because, again, we had a quick little breakout here that failed. So as this started to move through, and put yourself in the shoes of you as the trader that day. You're sitting there and you're watching the 166.67 and you just get up above it. You know, here we got up to a high of 167, right? So you just, and then we failed. I mean, you just get above it on this day here. Let me draw an arrow to it to make it easier to see. On that day right there, right? As it broke out of that blue line, that zero line. You are sitting there saying, okay, I'm going to watch this trade, and you're watching and it breaks out and you're looking left and you're saying, well, we failed here before. So what makes me think that this is the time? Now, granted, it moved, but the probabilities are not necessarily there. And if you distrust what I'm saying, go back and check it, which is what I would encourage all of you to do. Go back and check chart after chart after chart with Fibonacci's on there and see what happens when stocks tend to break the zero line. Do they break out and run, or do they tend to fail and fall back? So that 177 level is your upside target once you get above the 172. I need to move us back up because we've moved. Okay. All right. Hope that one was good, Larry. Larry also asked for Grubhub. Grub, Grub. Okay, then. DoorDash announces their IPO, right? And Grubhub is in the toilet. So it's very much a stair-step pattern right now. There's no great place to draw here, but we can capitalize on an earlier fib, which came in off of here. Right, and we are kind of in the middle of nowhere's land. Let's see, 68.5 to 72, 1.5 and 2 is 3.5. We don't need a fibit in here. 72 to no fibits needed. Right, moving averages, we would need to get down below the 8, Larry. But once we did so, 68.5 is right there. Kind of tough. Right? So I would be a little bit cautious there, and then breaking the 68, getting down to 67 doesn't give me a whole lot of wiggle room in there either. So, I mean, that's your target though. 68.5 and 67 are the downside. 72 is the upside. Hope that helps. Jones asking for Netflix. So what did Netflix do? Netflix did exactly what it's supposed to do. Here, I'm not going to ask the question because it's going to just destroy the chat box if I do with as many people as we've got in here. So let me just say it. I'm going to go ahead and share with you exactly how I would have analyzed this morning as I'm looking at Netflix. Right? I'm looking at the 503.76 level. That's the key to me. The key to me is the key to be free. That was the key for me. Now, we're also going to be looking at yesterday's moving average, which was 501.29. All right. Let me bring this current. Let's go ahead over to TradeStation. Let's go to Netflix. $503.76. And this one would go to the 501.29. Close enough. Okay. Close enough. You could mark them. It's okay. This, nope, not what I wanted. I wanted text. This is the fib line. And this is the 8 EMA. Okay. EMA. Got it. All right. So we broke up. On the open, we pulled back. And then we came up and we broke through here. Now this becomes a breakout trade. We pulled back into this zone here of the 501.37 to 503.76. Okay. On let me just see, what was our low here? 502.47. Oh wait, let's see. Open. No, close. 5. Okay, so the closing price, I can't tell because it's on the start of the day with that dot dash line, which indicates the day start. It almost looked like there was a longer wick inside of that, right? It would have been nice if it stretched down to that lower level and then moved off of there. So if you took the trade, you would have taken it on this breakout here, right? This becomes a blue zone. Inside of here. Right? You've got to make the decision, does this fit your risk profile or not to take this type of trade? But the breakout came in and formed a great trade. Now, I don't know what that 520.66 is. I didn't, in other words, I know what it is. I didn't just draw it. So I need to go back and check and say, oh, it's a fib line, right? So I can go back in there now. And again, you could mark it as fib line. So you know it stays, you know it's a good line. We moved from that 504 level up to 520.5 level in a couple of hours. So what a great move on Netflix. We called it as a day trade. In an ideal world, you would have had a retest and a bounce off of there. This was the break, it gapped up. This was the retest into the zone, right? Into that blue zone, and there's the bounce. So very nice setup. I remember somebody, I don't remember if it was Karen maybe, someone had said that they were doing well on Netflix. So sorry if I've got it wrong who it was, but who asked for it. So Joan had asked for it. So if the question is, what about now? Now becomes tough, right? Now becomes very tough because you've already made that move. But where we were, confluence of the 8 and the moving average, the 8 moving average and the fib line. Oh yeah, I liked it a lot, a whole lot. And Trader Will said, if you look at the 1 minute chart, it did a great bounce. And we can do that easy enough because it was the start of the day. Uh, 503.76, I think. So let's just snap a line in there on the ones. We'll make it 503.76. Right, pushed right up to it. There's the fail. There's the bounce. There you go. Sarah said, possible options for trailing your stop on Netflix. Yeah, so Sarah, I trail normally about 120% of the Wilders average true range with a setting of 13. So whatever Wilders is, 120% of that, if it's $10, then it's 12 is what your trail would need to be. Right? That's normally where I go with a trailing stop. You are welcome. All right, let me go back and get the symbols now because questions have pushed it all up into the abyss. All right, Trader Will is asking for LYB. Lionel Basel Industries, chemicals. Okay, chemical industry. So first thing I see, we've got a potential fib right here. It's not a big move, but it's got enough room in there for it. So remember, Will, if we look at the distance in here, and all I'm doing is trying to see how far apart these lines are. That's all it is, right? Look at where that green line is. Forget this red line for now. Right, look at that green line. That is 25% of the fib. Normally, I like to see my moving average less than 25% of the overall move. If it's made more than 25%, then I'm done. I'm not interested in trying to take the trade, right? But we're not in a bad place. Well, so if we can get a close somewhere down where we are around that 88 level, 88 and quarter, 88, half, whatever, and bounce, 91 and a quarter is resistance. So there's definitely some room to the upside there for OIB. Karen was asking for MasterCard. Okay, so a little bit of a bounce. Where's my tracking sheet? We had MasterCard down as a day trade. We got a little bit of a bounce in there. Not a little bit, a great bounce. Actually, all right, this is where we're gonna, let me do this. Let me write these down. First, let me see. We're on that now. Just writing down symbols. So Trip said it's showing on Micron the date now for January 7th for MU. Okay, good. So, all right. Now it's question time. What do you notice? What do you notice about today? This is me saying to you, what do you see on the chart? That's very short term, Ravi. You're right, but not what I'm looking for, but that's very, very short term. It's not even the whole day. All right, JT, I get where you're coming from with that. Okay, Trip. All I'm looking at is today. What about it, Trip? All right. So you guys are on the right track. But I think you're not seeing the forest through the trees. Right now, a lot of the answers coming through are focused on where the price is right this second. Yes, Trip. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Look at the low and the high of the day. Right? I'm going to put my mouse on today. My crosshairs on it. This is why I love the crosshairs so much. The high of the day was 338.75. My fib line up at the top is 338.85, 10 cents higher than our high hit today. My low of the day, 327.59. My fib line down here, 327.62. 3 cents difference. Yes, definitely, Kevin. Support and resistance? Absolutely. Absolutely. But when traders stand up and say, fibs don't work, they're garbage, there's too many lines, they're this, they're that, they're the other thing, they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. I would never tell another trader the system you use doesn't work without knowing if that system they use works or not. Whether I've traded it before or trade it now and to test it. But I've had many people tell me Fibonacci's don't work. When you see days like today, you can't say anything but Fibonacci's. Not only do they work phenomenal. They're an amazing, amazing, amazing tool. But you've got to be able to see it, the forest through the trees, right? You've got to be able to step back and go, oh, I got it. I see it. Kevin said, very amazing. Kevin, it is. It is let me ask you this. Those of you that have been using fibs, how many of you feel that Fibonacci's can be scary sometimes with their accuracy? This is where the screen is lighting up. Yep. Ones, one. Yep. Jim said fibs are scary. Yes. Scary accurate, especially on major pullbacks. Right, JT, when we had, what was it on NASDAQ, guys? 30, not NASDAQ. What was the major level on the SPX? I think we watched it in E-mini Think Tank for a very long time. The 2764 or something like that. Right here, that dark black line, 2584. We played with that. Oh yeah, I know this. You're looking at this like, oh my God, how do you see this, Rob? I know it's a mess. There's a lot of Fibonacci's on here. No, I'm not removing them. 2584 to 1597 major Fibonacci fib at 2090.50. Right. So we had this line identified and we traced after it religiously. Guys, somebody tell me what's the next one above 2554? If it's 1597, we should be in the 4,000 right range, I think. If 1597 is the number, I don't know what we did there, but I got to believe 1597 was on our list. So thanks. Well, 2584. What would be the next level? We probably need to get that on our chart now. Is the next one. Yep, I'll add that to the list, Sarah. Absolutely. We'll take a look at that. Okay. 4181. Thank you very much, folks. I appreciate it. That was Will and Trip. So let's go ahead and do the scrunchity scrunch. Okay. Oh, gee, look at that. We got it up there already. We already put it in. And Trips at 38.82 and a half is minor. All right, so there's the old one. Here's the new one. Now watch. So if we take a calculator, is that what you did, Trip? Did you subtract them? All right, we got 4181. We're going to take away 2584. Gives me 1597 divided by 2 plus 2584, 3382 half. That's what Trip did. Okay. He already has it on his chart. So if we duplicate this line and let's just change the number to 3382.50, 3382.50. Right. I'm going to put a note there. Actually, I'm going to change it around a little bit. I don't want to leave it as the black one because I've already got a bunch of other black lines in there. So I want this one to stand out a little bit. All right, we'll do that. And then we'll mark it as a Fibit. Perfect. Okay. So we blew right through it. So you can see we've played with it multiple times, right? And blew right through it on this attempt. Okay. Right. The midpoint, Jim said the midpoint between 2584 and 4181 is 3382.50. Perfect. So you guys knew exactly what I was looking for. All right. So I don't know who put the symbols in, but I wrote them down. So I apologize for not having your name here. But Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, I think there were 2 people had that one listed up there. CMG, we had CMG down as a day trade, I believe. Let me just check. We do. We have it down as a day trade. So it's the moving averages are stuck between the fib lines. We've got a 100-point level in there as well. It's kind of at the yuck zone right now. So we're in actually we closed in a neutral bias yesterday. So we're in neutral right now, which is still day trade. 1325 is the upside and 1300 is the downside on CMG. I would prefer a break to the upside than the down just because the moving average is already aligned the way I need them there. So get me above the 1325 would be nice. The nicer one. That's Chipotle. Big Airplane, Boeing, which has done phenomenal, right? They've had great moves in there. Look at that. I mean, they were down $141, right? They were down near the 100 level, lower, 89 back here. And now they're at 230. Now, before Corona hit, they were at 350. So they definitely have some room to pick up or to, some more gains to make. And, all-time highs were at 446. So interesting how much it's moved in there. But right now, if we can close above the 234, 245 is resistance. To take a downside trade, well, I wouldn't take a downside trade. You've got the support at the moving average, which is 231, and 223 is the fib line. But I'm not taking anything bearish. I only want to take bullish trades. Close above the 234, retest the 234, bounce off of the 234, and we're looking at 245. Rob, what if I want to take the breakout? You can. It broke out once and it failed. It broke out a second time and it failed. It gapped up and it got close. You might have been okay there. It broke out here, 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 here. So where was the breakout trade work? I get it. Listen, there are going to be times it works, but look at how many times we've played on that line for breakout, that 234.10, and have gone nowhere. Demetrius, talk to Amelia. Amelia, take a look at Demetrius's text message. He needs some help with his account, and talk with Amelia. See what she can do. Okay. Let's see. That was Big Airplane. Save was the next one. Well, Spirit Airlines. Yeah, I've got a nasty experience on Spirit Airlines. It just was not fun. I had a window seat which I never get, but that's all I can get on that flight. And there was a bug crawling inside the plane right above head where I was. Freaked me out. Haven't flown on it since. Coming, so I was the cheapest flight. Good, then you can get another coach because I'm not going out. Sorry. So look left. I got above this resistance right in here. Right? If I snap a line in there, right, that recent swing high, and we make a nice move above. I don't really have a great place to draw a fib, not on a $25 stock that's here, right? So we broke out, we retested, we look for the bounce, right? I've got to go back and look historically. Again, not a whole lot back there. Let's see, we've got to get up to about that 33. Yeah, that's not bad right there. 33 and a half. But I've got nothing in here. I mean, there's no stopping point in here at all. You may get some slowdown at the 30 because it was there once, but not a whole lot. All right. That was saved. Just not familiar with them, with Spirit, with their chart. Baba. Sarah was asking for Baba, BABA. That was on the tail end here. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Did we hit it? Nah, we didn't quite hit it. We got an order in to take off our first two contracts on Alibaba at 255.57. All right, which we would round to 256. So let's see what our low was. 256.27. We didn't quite get down there. We're close. We're close. All right, but that's, so we're already in a bearish trade on this in power option, please. Jim said Save has no weeklies on. That's why I might not be familiar. Very good point. Thank you for checking that, Jim. So Sarah said, not at a day trade yet. Was looking at a day trade at 255.57. So that's where I'm looking for it to go and bounce, Sarah, or at least not bounce, but at least the first target for us is that 255.57 is what we're looking at there. So I think at this point, it's tough. It's a tough trade. You've got to look at intraday charts and see if you've got an intraday pattern setting up. But from the overnight, to me, the move already took place. It's tough to chase it at this point. So just be careful there. You're welcome. So Alibaba. Keith was asking for Tesla. Hey, Steve, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Okay, so what can I say about Tesla? It's a beautiful thing. We had a bullish signal on Tesla at 611. So let me ask you something. If you did one contract of Tesla, right? And we have a swing trade on it, by the way, not a day trade. And I told you to get in at 611. What was the opening price here today? The open was 619. So we were bullish above 611, which means we'd be in at 619. That trade setup, we already had our target, or our entry rather, was 619, right? 619, it's moved up to 639. If you sold it out now, and let's say you only bought 4 contracts, right? Well, heck, let's just say you bought one. Where'd my thing go, right? You got a $20 move. It's got a, let's say, a 75 delta. You got a $15 move times 100 shares. You got a $1,500 profit. If you did 4 contracts, you got a $6,000 profit. You just paid for like 10 quarters of power option plays with this trade alone if you got only 4 contracts today. PK said one contract up $427.50. Larry said paper traded 2x up $1,900. Whoop, there it is. That's exactly what I'm talking about, folks. That's it. Take the signals I give you and take them on paper to learn them first, Larry. So I commend you for that, for doing them on paper. Absolutely. Good job. Let me see. Can't afford Tesla, but Netflix is doing well with 2 contracts. Well, Sarah, I guess, you know, it's all relative, right? It all depends if you're day trading it or what. If we know, here we go again. Let me see. See if the options fill. Okay. So if you know that you've got a smaller account and you just can't afford to do a large a stock like a Tesla, well, on a Monday today, right? The delta that fits, I can't do this one because there's no open interest, but I've got 12,000 here, 67 delta. It's going to cost you about 49, call it $5,000 to do a contract. I'm not saying it's affordable or not. What I'm saying is you could have turned what I did in power option plays into a one-day trade instead of it being a swing trade to make it more affordable. Because obviously when we go out, 30 days out in the future, it becomes a lot more expensive on that. Right. So PK said with the $5,000 account, 1 contract on it today. Bingo. Yeah, the implied is high on it, but it's Tesla. That's always going to be high, at least as long as Elon Musk is around. It's going to be Tesla's going to be up there. All right, Amelia, check out Suzanne's comment that might have something to do with the email that I sent you yesterday. All right, so where did Steve's? So Steve said, hey, Rob, I know that Moderna will improve this week by the FDA. Why don't we just buy as many shares as possible and write the 175 covered call expiring this Friday, a pure news play? And I'm not, so let's do it this way, Steve. So they've already started the downward shift, just like a Pfizer has with the, and I don't know if you were here before when I said it or not, but the buy on rumor, sell on fact, right? The news is out. On top of that, let's do this. This is interesting. Nope, wrong one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's this one. Yeah, okay. On top of that, we've got a channel formation going here from right about here, which is November 10th. Move up, move down, move up, move down with that, Fibit, splitting that level in half right inside of here. So if they fall like Pfizer does, we're looking at a potential pullback in it. It's the wrong symbol, isn't it? Yep, my bad. mRNA. All right. So it hasn't fallen, but it did a couple of days ago, but it hasn't fallen again, but it did retest and fail. I just don't know, Steve, what's going on. The very first thing I see is lower highs inside of there, right? I just don't know if the news is going to be strong enough. And talk about how about cost? Let's see. If you sold the covered call for this week, I would sell the 38 Delta. We'd get about $5, 508. 508. She'd get $5. So doable, but that's all the risk you've got involved there is $5 that you can afford. Still, higher on the volatility. Actually, no. Yeah, it's up a little bit, but historical volatility is up high too. Let's see. Yeah, thanks, Steve. I caught it. Thank you, guys. Didn't catch it till the end. I wasn't really looking at price. Then I looked at the fibs. I'm like, oh no, that's not right. That was a pot stock, perhaps higher highs. There you go, Robert. Very well might. Very well might. All right, guys. Amelia, do me a favor. Can you drop a link into the calendar that I asked you to before that we talked about earlier today? Guys, listen. There's so many ways that you can go ahead and be successful in the market and trade. There's a lot of different directions that you could take. What I want to do is try to point you in that right direction, right? So Amelia's going to drop a link in there for you to our Once Hub, which is our calendar, right? To set up an appointment. Guys, the mastermind group, we're absolutely knocking it out of the park. When you see what we do with between our masterminds and our inner circle groups, that is where the best of the best of our traders are. And that's where they belong, is right inside of there. Even if you're not at that level today, guys, the best way to become better at anything is to play with people that are better than you. I was the best handball player on our little group of friends on our block. And our block is a pretty big thing when there's 182 families that lived on the block that I grew up on. I know that because I did the block parties, right? We had 182 families, a lot of 4 and 6 family apartment buildings, and one 32 family apartment building on our block. And we played handball in front of my mom's house. She had a brick gate, no fence, it was brick. And I played there and I would destroy people. And then the sanitation worker comes up and he goes, "You want to play?" Sure. He goes, "Your house, you served." I served, he knocked me out. And the next 7 serves, I never touched the ball. The guy kicked my butt. Why? I wasn't able to play with people that were better than me. I was the best that there was by me, right? This guy would stop every once in a while and play, and I became a better player because I played with someone that was better than I was. You want to get good at trading, you need to play with people that are better than you, right? And that's what we've got inside of our mastermind group. What I want you to do is go ahead on the calendar link there, click on it, and make an appointment to sit down with myself or my team. It's just random of who you get. Sit down myself or my team to discuss with you the mastermind, how it works, what it is, and how we can make you a better trader. And no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is not making an appointment doesn't guarantee you anything. It doesn't guarantee you a spot in the mastermind. I'm very particular about how we let people in. I want to get you guys in there, right? If it's right for you and if you're right for us. So go ahead and click on that link and do just that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. You have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, folks, you're just one trade away. Take care, folks. I'm going to leave the room open for a little bit so you can grab that link that Amelia dropped in there. And the link from Brandon, drop that in as well, Amelia, so they can get into Brandon's free training this week. So that, actually, yeah, if you can, just drop that in again. And folks, I will see you at the next one. Take care. Thanks.